Star Wars. One West till they bury me. Y'all already know what it is. And the rest of you bitch ass niggas out there, fuck.
I don't want no smoke. 7:30, 1 West. They don't want no problems.
They don't want no smoke. What I tell them? Fuck them. Pull up to their show. What you tell them? Fuck them. Hit them with the foe. What we tell them? Fuck them. They don't want no problem. They don't want no smoke. What I tell them? Fuck them. Pull up to their show. What you tell them? Fuck them. Hit them with the foe. What we tell them? Fuck them. They don't want no problem. You know my motto is fuck them. That's all I gotta say. Scope on the rifle that'll spot you from a mile away. Still getting women drunk off Hennessy and Alizé. Still with them niggas loading hollow tips inside the cake. Still be on that same shit, but I kinda change with multiplying bitches. Might not see me with the same bitch, but you might see me riding 95 North in the black Mitsubishi 195 horse. Power with no sour, couple bottles there of course. R.I.P. to all my fallen riders in the morgue. Yeah, you know I got the juice, know I got the sauce. And then super fly, pull a 40 in the Porsche. I don't need a molly just to pop her out of drawers. Shorty getting naked cause she know that I'm the bore. Ready for that drama, man, I'm ready for the war. If he talking reckless, he don't really love his jaw. Fuck him to the DA, fuck him to the law. Fuck him cause they got my brother stuck behind them bars. Fuck him to the...
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner is my brother and my
Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUBK. This is the Feast of Purim service. You know, we're going to go ahead and get it in, man. We got a hell of, you know what I'm saying, a breakdown for you tonight. We're going to be going into the book of Esther tonight. We're going to show you why we celebrate the Feast of Purim. Right, it's gonna be, you know, this story right here is like a true spirit of, you know, how our sister's supposed to be, man. All right, and when we go into this story, we're gonna show and see how this sister really showed, you know what I'm saying, sisterhood, I could call it, you know, because this was something that she did. You know, the Most High was in her favor, and she stood up for our family. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead on, we're gonna go to the book of Esther. We're gonna start at chapter 1, verse 1. Let me know when you got it, Michelle. Read.
This is the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, this is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces.
So this cat right here, man, this certain king, this is a Iranian king, all right? Just to give you a little history and a little, you know, a kickback of Osiris, King Osiris, you know what I'm saying? This nation was Elam, all right? And this nation is in modern days the Irans. the Iranians, right? This certain king had real power, man. This kingdom right here we're gonna talk about. This cat right here was very, very powerful. All right. He had full power over the earth at this time, man. This king was heavy like that, man. We're gonna go into this chapter and we're gonna read more into it. Keep going.
Verse 2. Then in those days, when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace.
So he sat in a palace, man. I think this palace had to be about. This palace was huge, man. This palace had to be about like as huge as a city, man. That's how big this cat palace was. Like this cat was very powerful, man. This man we talking about, this certain king at this time, had real power, man. All right. Then when we talking about his palace, keep reading.
Verse 3. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media.
Yep, this the Persian and the Medes. Keep going.
The nobles and princes of the provinces being before him. Verse 4. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days.
Yep, this cat, like, they got, like, you know, a lot of history that go way back. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 5. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days, in the court of the garden of the king's palace, where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen and purple to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble.
Keep going.
Verse 7. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king.
So this right here, they basically explaining all the wealth and like all the riches and like all the beauty that this a sorceress had, this king, right? And they showing you basically how he celebrated his feast, like 7 days, and how beautiful everything was, how the beds was lined up in there. You know what I mean? It was silver and of gold and all fine linen, like everything was just decked out, right? Keep going.
Verse 8. And the drinking was according to the law, none did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Verse 9.
All right, this basically like all the heathen stuff and like anything of their pleasures. They didn't have no laws to really follow, so like, you know, they was doing, you know what I'm saying, whatever they pleased, really, pretty as much. The king had that much power to, you know, give authority of what can go on and what cannot. All right, now go down to 11.
Esther 1, verse 11. To bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Now, we talking about, you know, a Pacific wife that the king had was Vashti. All right, this was his wife at the time, and we going into Vashti and, you know, explaining really what was her role. Because she played a role in this, right? Keep going.
Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
So, you know, Vashti, you know, she basically kind of like distant. You see what I'm saying? She ain't want to come down there. She refused the offer, and you know, which led the king to wrath. All right, getting rejected by his woman and things like that, and she ain't listening. He having all these issues, and he got all this power. Think about a powerful man, right? A powerful man with throughout the earth, and you know what I mean, and his woman refusing, you know what I'm saying, his orders. It's gonna make him, you know what I'm saying? It pissed this king off. All right, he was pissed off about that. He was pissed off about that certain thing, right? So we're gonna go ahead and read further of what's gonna happen. Keep going.
Come. Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the time, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. Verse 14. And the next unto him was Karshena, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Mamukin, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlain.
So they're like, what should we do with this woman since she, you know, she ain't no band. She not, you know, evenly yoked with the king. You know what I'm saying? She refusing offers. She doing everything on her own. Like, you know what I mean? She's not listening. So what should we do? That's basically what they're trying to say right here. All right, keep going.
Verse 16. And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes, and to all the people that are in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus.
So she not only refusing their orders, this woman just, you feel me, just completely out of order. All right, she refusing not only the king, but you know the king's men and everybody that upholds rank. You can only imagine so how much rank and how much power was within that household, which was in a palace. All right, we talking about a huge palace right here, man. All right, keep going.
Verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported.
So it's saying this can come abroad, right? And all other women see this to be acceptable, because you got to think about this right here. You got to think about this point. She's doing this to a man that has power over the whole earth. Think about that. She doing that to a man that got complete full power. That's in full control of everything, every move. That's a feared man, believe it or not. A very powerful man, and she refusing, you know what I'm saying? And she giving this behavior of disrespect. Because that's what the king is really taking it as. He's taking it as a disrespectful, you know what I'm saying, approach. Right? So every woman, if they see her getting away with it, now women, you gotta believe and understand how much women is really noticing and paying attention to these things that's going on in this palace, right? If these women are seeing these things and they realize she can get away with it and it be acceptable, imagine what, you know what I'm saying, the other women would do with their husbands. They're gonna despise them. They're gonna do the same thing because, you know, she was able to get away with it, you know what I mean? And everything was all good. Sure, why shouldn't we? We should do it too. You know what I'm saying? They play follow the leader in there, basically. All right? So they saying they putting that together. They really thinking about it like, you know, if she was to do this thing right here, it'd be acceptable for my wife to think that's okay. And she'd begin to despise me. And things of that nature and so on and so forth, right? Keep reading.
Come. So that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
So she just, you know what I'm saying? just rejecting him full out. He tell her to, come right before me, which means to come here. You know what I'm saying? Come here. And she reject that. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 18. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
Mm-hmm. So like this right here brings on, tension, wrath, and anger, and things like that. Think about all them spirits that's attracted to that when a woman decides to do those things. You know what I mean? Like a woman decide to not listen and be obedient unto her husband, right? It stirs up all type of things, So with that being said, this king is going into wrath because he like, why she not coming over here? Why she ain't listening? Or what's going on really, right? Nah. In the world, a woman would think that that's a powerful thing to do. You know what I'm saying? They believe like those things is, a power mechanism. Don't listen to them. Don't give them what they say. Don't give them no box. Don't give them none.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they try to use against them to try to get their ways, right?
Right.
But really, that's not a woman's power, man. And this is the proof of it right here. Like this woman going against her husband. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go in more deeper into the story to read what's going on, right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 19. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
So this is, you know what I'm saying? She thinking that was going to, make a, basically, be like a power move or something. You know what I'm saying? When you disobedient, them doing those things, now he put a play into motion to really settle the deal. Let her not come no more upon us no more. And all the things that she had to estate, and the things that I give her and I blessed her with, this is what this king is saying. You gotta understand how powerful this man was. You know what I'm saying? He had, he's in control of armies and everything that goes on in the earth at this time, man. At this specific time in history, man, Ahasuerus had all this power, right? And they put a plan in motion to don't let Queen Vashti, you know what I'm saying, be a part of this. She can't step in front of my face, get her away from me. You know what I'm saying? Basically take everything, her royal estate, and give it into another one who he feels that deserves it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, basically, to put it in more simpler terms, it's like being a boss over a company, right? And you got your helpmeet supposed to be helping you out, but instead they ain't listening, doing nothing what you ask, what you gonna do. Quite naturally, the smart thing to do is to replace them. You see what I'm saying? And this was the same thing being played right here, right now. The Vashti about to get replaced. All right? That's what they put together. All right, keep reading.
Come. And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
And that's what he declared and decreed in his kingdom, man. This empire, this is what he put within his family tree, that all the women, you understand, desire their husbands for good or small. Whatever how big it is, or how small it is, or whatever it got going on, their desire should be to their husbands.
That's right.
You understand? And that right there, man, he published that. You know what I'm saying? The King Vashti, you know what I'm saying, our ties is cut. And he made it known throughout his empire. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious he was with that. That's how extremely serious this certain king was when dealing with Vashti. Hey, Shalom, so y'all about Shalom. Somebody can say whenever you ready, go ahead.
Get up there real quick.
right there, you last night? Okay, most high in Christ. Alright. Where our phones are just getting up. Yeah, we get it. Excellent. Shot. Yeah, go ahead, Michelle. Just keep reading. We at 19, I believe.
Esther chapter 1, verse 21. And the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan.
So basically, the king, he approved of it. You understand? He really approved of this certain thing because when this woman decided to veer off and be disrespectful, and you know what I'm saying, just be bold in her spirit, have a bold spirit like that, you know what I'm saying? It made the king, they've had to put a plan in motion. They're like, what's going on? All right? They're like, our woman, you know, Vashti, when she rejected the king when he told her to come here or whatever for his reasons, because he desired her, but she had no desire for him. She basically was harmed, right? In black people terms. All right? So once he heard this decree that was published, you know, by his officers, obviously, and his kingsmen, they straight up, you know, he approved of it. All right, keep going.
Verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house.
He should bear rule in what?
His own house.
Man, this is the natural sense of a man, to bear rule of his own house, man. All right? Even in the scripture, man, it's telling you, man, don't let no woman rule. You can't let your woman rule your household, man. If you're going to do something, man, if you're going to have a woman, man, you got to make sure that you're taking care of business, man. And what I mean by that, man, you got to make sure you're raising her up correctly, man. You're raising her to be a righteous woman instead of being a haughty woman, a loudmouth, disgusting woman. You got to teach her how to see. This right here is showing you the true power of a woman right here. Okay? Well, haughtiness and disrespect and, you know what I'm saying, despising your husband, it's not a power move, man. It's not a power move. Actually, it hinder you from getting, you know what I'm saying, the teaching that you need and helping you go further more in life. All right? That right there, to have a man that looks after you and checks on you and check you when you need it, that right there saves a woman's life. All right, because her natural role is not to be leading the household. All right, that's what a man's supposed to do. She can't play a man and play a woman. She's got to play her role. You see, if Vashti did not play her role, therefore she got replaced. She's in this right here is in a process of Vashti getting replaced. So we just wanted to give a good history, a deep history of what's going on. This is the Persia and the Medes. This is King Osiris and his palace. All right. Did you have anything to say, Michelle?
If I may, I want.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask the question, but you went right into it. That's the issue among the so-called African American today.
That's right. We deal with those same issues today. Concept. Yeah. We deal with those same issues today, man, with our women. All right. See, every nation on the earth understands that their women has to be in order for them to work and operate and function correctly. The Chinese know that. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs especially know those things. The East Indians especially know those things. All right, like these other nations understand to have their women in control will make the whole house operate with, you know what I'm saying, completeness. All right, so that's why they putting those things in motion. That's why they putting those certain plays into motion, man. They put those plays to make them women get in order. That's how you know that's relevant for women to get in order, man. You see that the Arabs women are in order. You see the East Indians women are in order. All these other nation women are in order. But when you look at a Israelite woman, you look at a woman that's a so-called African American, she ain't in order. And the sad thing is, she don't believe that there is no order when it comes to her. She believed with everything she was taught, Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Happy wife and happy life. You know what I'm saying? That's what the average so-called African American woman will believe. You know what I'm saying? A happy life, a happy wife. All right? And those analogies of, you know, things like that for her benefits. Okay? Now go ahead and go to we're gonna go to Esther chapter 2 and go to start at verse 1.
Esther chapter 2, verse 1. Salaki. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done, and what was decreed against her.
Man, he remembered those things that woman done, man. Like, he remembered the disrespect, you know what I'm saying, to his face. You talking about a man that is in full power of everything, man. He had the power, he has the power to take down kingdoms. And the very woman that he's desiring is this one. You know what I'm saying? He remembering these things. These things all starting to come back to King Ahasuerus. All right, keep going.
Verse 2. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king.
Hold on, let there be what?
Fair young virgins sought for the king.
Man, they came up with a solution so fast, man, for Vashti. You understand? They came up with a solution like, man, listen, man, Salakia, your majesty, let's get you something way more younger and way more finer. All right? He said, let's get you some young virgins. All right, when you reading in the Bible, you understand virgin, this is a woman of meritable age. A woman more so in the age range of 20, 21, you know what I'm saying, 22. A young woman of meritable age, not a woman that hasn't had sex. All right, this is not what it's talking about when we go on there and we explain in virgins, okay? Keep reading.
Verse 3. And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the women, unto the custody of heads, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them.
Like that right there is a beautiful thing, man. They gathering all these virgins, man, and setting them in order just for the king, man. Like, think about that. That's what's gonna happen in our kingdom. Right? In our kingdom, man, a woman is gonna get groomed up to be with her man. She gonna learn how to, you know what I'm saying, learn what that man loves and what he likes, man. She might get groomed up a whole year, a whole 12 months. She might be getting put in place just to be with that man forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, you can obviously see the importance of the 1 year rule in the school, man.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? That woman got 12 months to get herself, and they grooming her, teaching her. You know what I'm saying? Everything that she needs in place, you know what I'm saying, to be with that man forever. You know what I'm saying? So that 1 year rule is very necessary. They grooming these women to, you know what I'm saying, perfection. All right. Shalom Yahweh Shema Lataba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Michelle, that door closed? Keep reading.
Shalom, real quick. At the school with doing the class right now.
Where we at?
Esther, chapter 2, verse 4. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti.
So basically, this right here was the solution to it, man. You know what I'm saying? He replaced Vashti. Vashti wasn't, you know what I'm saying, in order, wasn't feeling disrespectful, despiteful. You know what I'm saying? So they putting together in roles someone else to take this woman's place to be the queen, right? Keep going.
Verse, Salakia. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. Verse 5. Now in Shushan, the palace there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai.
Now this is Mordecai, right? We're about to go into Mordecai, strong brother, man. This is brother right here is a strong man in the truth that stood for his heritage, right?
Right.
And we're gonna go into the story of Mordecai. Keep going.
The son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
So Mordecai was a Benjamin. That was his heritage, man. He was a so-called Jamaican. What you call a so-called West Indian. That brother was a strong man. All right, keep going.
I'm on Khan. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away.
Keep reading.
Verse 7, he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter.
Yep, so this right here is going into Esther as well. All right, and I'm gonna show you another biblical thing, man. Like Esther, her name was Hadassah. All right, I want y'all to realize that part right there. That was her name, and her name was later changed into Esther. You know what I'm saying? She was brought up a certain type of way. Hadassah, I think, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like a myrtle woman, like she's fertile. Basically, I think that's what it means. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get more clarification. I'm definitely gonna get it from a man that's way more above me and understandable than me. All right, keep going.
I don't want to come. For she had neither father nor mother.
She had neither what?
Father nor mother.
Keep going.
And the maid was fair and beautiful.
Keep going.
Whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
And that's what, you know what I'm saying, a thing about life is real important, man. Like, we take care of our own, man. You see this sister, she ain't had no mother and her father when they died off. You know what I'm saying? Her uncle took her in. You see, and once he took her in, he raised her up as his own, like she was his own daughter that came out of, you know what I'm saying, his sperm. Like these are the things of our nation. This like what our heritage is really known for. We stick together in these things right here. All right, keep going.
Verse 8. So it came to pass, when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace to the custody of Haggai, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house to the custody of Haggai, keeper of the women.
So all these women, right, getting gathered together, you know, for King Ahasuerus. You know what I'm saying? And also Esther was, you know what I'm saying, was picked in this gathering. And with that being said, like, again, now the Bible and the scripture explain, you know, how beautiful this sister was. You know what I'm saying? And think about it now. Like our sisters, man, of them 12 tribes, they the baddest women on the planet, man. That's why every race will want to be just like them. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, you see the so-called, you know what I'm saying, oppressor, they go get what? Butt implants. And they go get lip injections just to try to compete with sisters, man. When the sisters, they have it all natural. And this right here also explains how we are the salt of the earth. You know what I'm saying? That right there shows that salt of the earth goes way deep, man. Even with our women. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the salt of the earth. We very flavorful, man. All right. Keep going.
Turn. Verse 9. And the maiden pleased him.
The maiden what?
Pleased him.
And when he seen Esther, when he laid his eyes on that woman, he said, yeah, come on, yeah, you come on. You know what I'm saying? Because that beauty, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can only imagine. Now, you talking about a king that's in full power. You can imagine how many bad women was up in there, man. You can only imagine that. Now, what really make a woman very attractive is what, you know what I'm saying, the things that Esther did that separated her from all the other women. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to learn that as well. Hey, Shalom, says Yahweh Shema L'Kabah Shem Yahweh Shema. All right, keep going.
Come. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were meet to be given her out of the king's house, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women.
So this woman, you know what I'm saying, with the kindness and the sweetness and all those traits, man, he naturally, you know what I'm saying, was gentle and treated her like a gentle, you know what I'm saying, a gentle, delicate flower. And for that, and for seeing her like that, he placed basically her and her maidens, which was like other sisters that, you know, like her friends and things like that, placed them in the best house, the best place that's in his house. And we're in his palace. All right, you gotta realize, like, this palace, once again, it could take up a whole city, man. Like, that's how powerful, you know what I'm saying, this brother was. He had a palace that was big as a city. All right, and they was in the best place there was to be in there. All right, keep going.
Come. Verse 10. Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
Mordecai basically explained to her, like, you know what I'm saying, don't let your people know, man, that you up here and you know what I'm saying, you living and you getting the deliciousness of everything right now. You getting the best of everything. But he telling her now he making a wise decision by telling her these things. All right, and when we go deeper into this story, we're gonna let her realize and understand why he telling her, like, you know what I'm saying, don't let them know that you know what I'm saying, living all good up there because of her heritage and who she is. Okay, keep going.
Verse 11. And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the women's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her.
Keep going.
Verse 12. Now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women.
12 what?
After that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the women.
Man, so about 12 months, man, they grooming all these women, right? Like, you really want to pay attention to this part right here. And this part is like extremely critical. 12 months, 1 year. The 1 year rule, man. To groom this woman correctly for this man. All right? Like, this right here is for them to understand, to know, you know what I'm saying? Basically, biblically, to get on point and get on track and to learn it, grasp all these things within a year's process, because it takes time, you know? All right, keep going.
For so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the women.
And so they getting all these sweet oils and all these beautiful things, like all those things. Like, Yeah, any black, you know what I'm saying? Like basically getting all pampered up. They
Right.
getting the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Like these things is very, very heavy. Keep going.
Verse 13, then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house. Verse 14, in the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned into the second house of the women to
Go
the
down.
custom.
Go down to 15.
On what turn? Esther chapter 2, verse 15. Now when the term of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go in unto the king, she required nothing but what Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed.
That's important.
Man, that right there is extremely, extremely important. Read that again.
Come, I don't want to come. Now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai.
Matter of fact, read 14, and I'm gonna go into 15. I'm gonna explain how important that part is.
Come, I don't want to come. Esther chapter 2, verse 14. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned into the second house of the women to the custody of Sha'agah.
Actually, Salakia. Go to 13,
Come.
and then go to 15. Let's get back to 15.
Verse 13. Then thus came every maiden unto the king. Whatsoever she desired was given her to go with her out of the house of the women unto the king's house.
Okay, so
Verse
so basically everything that these women that was required of King Osiris, whatever they wanted, they get it. You know what I'm saying? They would be blessed with it. Like that's what the king was gonna do. Okay? And just think about it in a term like this. When dealing with a woman, right? They desire things. They desire most certainly things, you know what I'm saying? So the average woman is gonna have some desires of some stuff, whether it's big or small. You know what I'm saying? Now go to 15.
Verse 15. Now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go into the king.
So when it was her turn to go and step upon the king, you know what I'm saying, present herself, keep reading.
She required nothing but what Haggai.
She required what?
Nothing.
She required what?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? That right there separated her from a lot of them women in there, man.
Right.
The women was up in there probably requiring everything. You know,
Want the Gucci, the Michael Kors purse, everything.
they had their requirements that they, you know what I'm saying, what they enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want y'all thinking like that's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong to desire something. But you know what I'm saying? But this is what really separated Esther,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what separated her from everybody else. She didn't have no desire, but whatever was for Haggai. Keep going.
She required nothing but what Haggai, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed.
And let me tell you, Mordecai raised this woman. You know what I'm saying? He raised her up correctly. You know what I'm saying? He raised her as his own daughter, and her mindset thought of that. Her mindset came from that, from Mordecai. You know what I'm saying? Because Mordecai kept the laws. He understood the law, statutes, and commandments. He knew how to raise up a house. So with that being said, she naturally went in there. She ain't want nothing. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no desires or nothing, because she understand the truth. Keep going.
And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her.
She obtained favor because it separated her from every woman that was in her. Keep going.
Verse 16. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all the women.
He
And
loved her. I ain't gonna lie. Shoot. The king loved Esther. You know what I'm saying? He's like, dang, she ain't want nothing? You know I got all this power. Think about,
Right.
now think about a man that got some power, right?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? He'll love to bless his woman with something, right? He like, man, you ain't want nothing? She like, nah. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of separated him. That's why he really loved her. That's why it's going into the scripture saying how much he loved Esther now. You know? Hey, Shalom, so y'all was Shema Gatah by Shalom Shalom. Shalom, so y'all was Shema Gatah.
Verse 17. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight, more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head.
Good night. Good night. He, man, just basically, like with this one little instinct of what she did, you may think this was a small thing of not desiring nothing, but wanting to just desire what had God required of her and nothing more. This separated her from every last woman that was in here, and he loved her. And he not only did that, he put a crown on her head. You see what I'm saying? This is like true power of a woman, though. You see what I mean? Like, women may think, you know what I'm saying, to attain power, you gotta be a certain type of way. But really in the Bible, explain those ways how to be. If you really obtain that power, if you really wanted that power, you know what I'm saying? Take upon these traits right here. A hot Esther is getting on top of all and getting the best of everything right now. Like this king powerful, he putting her in the, he giving her the best of everything. Keep going.
And made her queen instead of Vashti.
He made this woman queen instead of Vashti. He picked his queen over Vashti. Vashti was the one that was dissing him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? She probably had her own little desires and things of that nature. Keep going.
Verse 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king.
So man, like after making this decision, you know what I'm saying, of appointing this woman, you know, his queen, you want to call it, because this is the Persian and the Medes, right? Once he did that, he put a feast towards it, you know. He put a good little dinner, you know, a gathering together. You know, probably had some good food in there, some strong, you know, and appointed all this decision. Okay, keep going.
Come. Verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. Verse 20. Esther had not yet showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him.
That's right. Like Mordecai was like a father to this woman, right? And Mordecai understood, you know what I'm saying, his heritage, the truth, laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? They understood these things. That's why Mordecai basically told her, like, you know, don't be letting your people know that you know what I'm saying, you're getting all this glory, you're obtaining all this right now. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 21, in those days, while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlain, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth, and sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus.
Nah, they ain't doing this. They sought to say hands on King Ahasuerus. They pretty much like plotting on him, right? And this is in the eyesight of Mordecai. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep reading just to get a good understanding. Keep going.
Verse 22, and the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
So she basically giving her father, I'm going to call him a father in this point, but it's our uncle, basically giving, like basically what she did, he basically reported that to Esther. Like, look, man, these two right here, that's at the king's gate, they plotting on the king. They plotting on King Ahasuerus, so he's getting a good favor And you know, King Ahasuerus, he's getting a good name in his favor. You know what I'm saying? Basically. Keep going.
Verse 23. And when the inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore they were both hanged on a tree, and it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
So because Mordecai witnessed that, and he reported it to Esther, and she reported it to the king, you know what I'm saying? They took care of the problem. You know what I'm saying? For them wanting to kill the king or plotting on him, they got put to death. They got hung on a tree for it. You know what I'm saying? Mordecai was the one to thank at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, for this. Keep going. Go to chapter 3.
Come, I want time. Esther, chapter 3, verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Verse 3. Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment?
Salakia, keep going.
Verse 4. Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman, to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
Okay, so basically to give a sum up of this, Haman was appointed.
If I could, real fast, man, I just want to touch on the fact that the Agagite that we talking about, he comes from the same lineage as the king that the Most High told Saul to kill. He told Saul to kill Amalek. There you go, priest. This comes from the same dude. So if Saul would have did his job, we wouldn't even been dealing with this dude in the book of Esther.
Yeah, and that right there is a real deep, heavy point. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with an issue that could have been resolved a long time ago. Had Saul just would have listened and did his business, what the Lord told him to do,
Right.
we wouldn't have been in this predicament right here. You know what I'm saying? All right, so basically Haman, he got put into power as like the king's second-hand man, I want to say. You know what I'm saying? He got put in power as in rank, like, you know what I'm saying? He's second. You know what I'm saying? He's second, like his right-hand's man, basically. Right-hand man's. I just want to put it like that. Right? Keep going.
Come, I want to come. Verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
So Haman full of wrath, man. He ain't bothering, he ain't, you know what I'm saying, submitting to what I'm saying, man. Now I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? That's how Haman took it with Mordecai. He took it as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? He took it as offense. Okay? Keep going.
Come, I want to come. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
Man, he wanted to put his hands on him. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he wanted to handle Mordecai. He like, dang, he gonna diss me like that? Shit, he gonna have to see me for that one. That's how he was feeling. Okay, keep going.
For they had showed him the people of Mordecai.
Okay, now they showing him the people of Mordecai. Now in this part right here, it's very important because Mordecai comes from the lineage of the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? He come from the lineage of the Jews. Okay? So they showing now they going into Mordecai's people where he come from. Keep going.
Come, I want to come. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all Salakia.
Go ahead.
And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
That's why it was very important, man, to understand who Mordecai people was. Like this part right here, when he's saying, you know what I'm saying, when they discover it and they realize his lineage and where he come from, man, Haman wanted to kill everybody. That was his bloodline. He wanted to kill everybody throughout the kingdom.
If I could.
Come, sir.
And that's very important. That still applies today. When you have a black person, right, who commits a crime, listen, that's all niggas. You understand? Like, and that's just how all these heathens look at us. You know what I'm saying? One black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man do something, all of us did something.
Yeah.
You understand? But when it's the race of the oppressor, or one of these other nations, you know, he just was, you know, he had a mental illness, or, you know, he was just, we don't know why Billy did it. Right. You understand? We don't know why Billy blew the building up, why he shot all the kids in the school.
Right.
But
They
when
call
it's
that
Tyrone, you know, it's, you know, them thugs, you know what I'm saying? It's culture.
kind of what
You
kind.
understand?
Like they said about your oppressor, one lone gunman.
Yep, one long gun.
Right,
They said,
right.
we had nothing to do with that nigga. Damn right, sir.
You know, he was by his
Lone gunman by himself, planted by himself and everything. So
Right.
Go ahead.
And then on top of that, they call them oppressors what? When they get put on the news, they call it what? He was perfectly insane.
Exactly.
Yikes. Okay. All right. So keep going. I think we had 6.
Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. Verse 7. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast Purim, that is, the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month of Adar.
All right. Go to 8.
Come. Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
Now look, man, this Haman, right? He going to King Ahasuerus, basically putting a plate on the Jews. Like he's going to him and saying, like, you know, there's a certain people that's out there, and we need to just get them. We need to wipe them out. All right, we gotta get these people up out of here in your kingdom. And you know what I'm saying? He could put, for whatever reason he could say, you know what I'm saying, he could lie on them or anything. But really he's doing this because he don't like Mordecai. At the end of the day, he's doing this thing because he, you know what I'm saying, he ain't with Mordecai. He's against Mordecai, and not only he against Mordecai, he's against all his whole people. You know what I'm saying? He reporting this to the king. Keep going.
I want to come. So there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people.
Hold on, their laws are what?
Diverse from all people.
Hold on, that right there is extremely heavy, man. This how you know that this is still today. This is how they still look at us today. They like, man, these people right here, man, they laws is way more different than us. You know what I'm saying? They don't eat no pork. They don't eat no shrimps, crabs, no lobster. They don't have no fun. You know what I'm saying? They don't date white women.
Right.
They just do some totally different stuff. It's a threat. They look at that as a threat, man. And he's really pointing this out to the king as a threat because we have laws, statutes, and commandments that keep us in order. That's different and separated from everybody.
That's right.
All right, the Lord didn't join everybody in just one little melting pot. This the proof right here, once again.
Right.
All right, keep going.
Neither keep they the king's laws.
Hold on. They don't keep the king's laws in there because the king, right, again, he's Elam with the Persians and the Medes. All right, they are heathens.
Yeah,
so obviously we're not gonna keep no heathens laws, man. All right, and this is what he's making this proposal to the king. Like, man, he don't keep your laws, king. You ain't keeping your law. They got their own little thing of what they do, and they will disrespect you. I think we need to wipe them out.
Salaki, if I could.
Sir.
We all know the Edomites, they worship what? The cow, right? That's food to us, you understand?
Right.
We ain't reverencing no cows. We ain't, celebrating Thanksgiving. That's in particular what the laws of the king were. We wasn't celebrating his holidays, eating the same food.
Right.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, like we was absolutely disassociated with the king's laws.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now he's reporting that, right? Come on, Mashah. Keep
Now
going.
come. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Keep going.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
Oh, man, look, listen, he putting a play in together right there. Now, this the play right there. He's what you call a slicksman. Like, he trying to slick his way to getting all the Israelites, people like Mordecai, he trying to get them wiped out. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get it approved in a, how can I put this, in a legal way at this point in time, because he's, again, this king, at this point, he had a lot of power, man. Like, them Persians and the Medes at this time, which is your, what is your modern day Iranians? They modern day Iran. They got some real serious history. And at this time, they were ruling over the whole earth, man. Basically, Mordecai took crafty counsel, man, against the Israelites.
Right.
He took some real crafty counsel to get them all destroyed, man. Keep going.
If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver.
Good night. He put a hit out on us. And he just basically said, man, I'll pay you so we can get them out of here, so we can wipe them out. Basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hammond, man, trying to put a play on us. Okay? Keep going.
It's a lot. There's 10,000 talents. What's that? Close to 200 grand right now.
200 grand? Good night. Jeez, he was trying to pay that bread. And he was trying to pay that bread to get us gone, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of money, y'all.
That's right.
Keep going.
And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries.
Yeah, he basically gonna get that money to the hitsmans. Keep going.
Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and the Jews' enemy.
The Jews' enemy, man. Like, he must really understood, because this, Salaki, sir, if I'm not mistaken, Haman, his heritage go all the way back to Amalek, right?
Right.
Okay. Keep going.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with as it seemeth good to thee.
Man, listen. The king basically approved it, man. He basically saw what Haman was saying, and he seen it from his point of view, and he approved it. So the king said, all right, I see what you're saying. I'm going to grant you this. I can make this happen. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 12. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province according to the writing thereof.
Man, so he basically like putting the word all the way out there, man. He telling the governors, the lieutenants, he telling everybody in the public, you know what I'm saying? This all getting out in the public now, you know what I'm saying, that basically all the Jews at this point that's in this kingdom, they about to get wiped out. And they about to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. And to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof. And to every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus, was it written and sealed with the king's ring. Verse 13, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's province to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hebrew. Man, basically, this was Mordecai's plot, man, to get all the Jews wiped out. Young, old, kids, woman, child, man, old woman. It didn't matter if you was an Israelite, you were dead at this point. You know what I'm saying? It was getting published and publicized. Right? Keep going.
In one day.
In one day, this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Keep going.
Even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Take they whatever they got, and we're gonna rob them. We're gonna rob them right up out of it, man. Okay, keep going.
Verse 14. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day.
Man, they publicized it, they published it, they made it known that, like, man, we're coming for y'all heads and we're killing y'all in one day. All y'all, your family, whole family, gone, wiped out. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 15. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment.
Go to Esther 4:1.
I don't want to come. Esther, chapter 4, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry.
Man, so look, man, after Mordecai finding this out, that not only he was gonna get killed, but his whole lineage of people was gonna get wiped off the earth, for real. Man, he went and put on some sackcloth. You know what I'm saying? Rent his clothes. That's what we did when we was sad. You know what I'm saying? Or when we was in mourning. Like, he was in a mourning state. That's some serious business right there. Like, you saying you're gonna kill my whole family, all of that in one day. Like, that's something that was serious that was gonna happen, man. So he cried out with a loud cry. Keep going.
I don't want to come. Verse 2. And it came even before the king's gate, for none mightier even into the king's gate, clothed with sackcloth.
Keep going.
Verse 3. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes.
The Jews, man, they was in mourning over this, man. They like, man, they was scared. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put a whole ransom on your whole family, how would you feel? You know what I'm saying? If you really want to take it into a real life perspective, I mean, you can see how they was feeling. You know, can you imagine somebody putting a whole ransom on your whole family and saying y'all gone in one day? Yeah, then you'll see how he was feeling. Right? Keep going.
Verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her.
So they told her to Esther. You know what I'm saying? The decree got out to Esther. She knew that she was a Jew. She understand who she was. You know what I'm saying? And she knew that her people was about to get wiped out now. Now let's see how she feel about it. Keep going.
Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment and clothes.
She was what? I want you to slow it down, son.
Then was the queen exceedingly grieved.
She was grieved. You know what I'm saying? She was grieved. All right. Once she found out, she was in mourning. Keep moving.
And she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not.
Keep going.
Verse 5, then called Esther for Hatak, one of the king's chamberlain, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was.
Go to 7.
Esther chapter 4, verse 7. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasury for the Jews to destroy them. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king, to make supplications unto him, and to make requests before him for her people.
So, Mordecai, basically, you know what I'm saying, he wrote a proposal because he couldn't talk to Esther face to face. So he kept going to the king's gate, you know what I'm saying, got in contact to whoever was at the gate to get the word and passed the notes up to Esther so she could see what's going on. So once he finally did that, you know what I'm saying, the charge he gave her was like a decree. You know what I'm saying? He told her basically, man, you gotta talk, you know what I'm saying, and negotiate this with the king, man, because they trying to kill all of us and wipe us out. You know? Keep going.
Verse 10, Shalakia. Verse 9. And Hatak came and told Esther the word of Mordecai. Verse 10. Again Esther spake unto Hatak, and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's province do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter.
Now go to 13.
Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
Man, he charged her. He told her, like, listen, you gotta try to negotiate this with the king. Now, picture if she didn't want to do it and she's just like, no, you know what I'm saying? Because she's living in the best of everything. She getting the best of everything right now in this palace. She's in the best room in this palace. She's got everything that she wants. You know what I'm saying? And she the queen to King Ahasuerus. Nah, he said, man, don't think what?
Come. Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
Don't think that this ain't gonna escape. This punishment ain't gonna escape you. All right. This is basically what Mordecai was telling him because her bloodline was a Jew.
That's right.
This is her bloodline. This is her culture. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from it. That's basically, and he raised her. So she already knew better. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 14, for if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall there enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Keep, all right, go to, you know what, keep going.
Verse 15, then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Verse 16, go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day, I also and my maids will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
So look, she basically told them to fast and pray for 3 days and 3 nights. And she said she also gonna do it herself. She gonna fast with her maidens for 3 days and 3 nights, man. She gonna go to this king, man. Now we're gonna realize how Esther is gonna do this. She's gonna do it in a certain type of way, which shows you the real true power of a woman. All right, biblically. Keep going.
Esther chapter 5, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel.
She did what?
Put on her royal apparel.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. Esther didn't want to do this thing, man. She prayed unto the Most High, man. She prayed to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? How she gonna do it? How can she save her people from getting killed and slaughtered by Haman? Because Haman put this decree out. You know what I'm saying? And the king, he approved it. You know what I'm saying? He approved this already. So she like, man, she come to the Lord, man, and seriously fast and pray about this. Keep going.
Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. Verse 2. And it was so, when the king saw Esther the queen standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight, and the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand.
All right. Keep going.
So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Verse 3. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther?
So let me kind of explain this chapter. You know, I know it's kind of read real fast all the way through. Let me break it down. Esther, she put on some real nice, beautiful apparel, man. You know what I mean? And she prepared herself, you know, to do this certain thing for her people. You know what I'm saying? So she had to really butter herself up. You know how a woman can just really butter herself up, right? You know how women do it, you know. And when the king seen her, shoot, he fell in love all over again. He seen, you know, our women, y'all women, y'all know what y'all is. Judite women and all women that's Israelites, they bad, man. We got the baddest women on the planet. So he's looking at her and he's all up in, right? And he had real favor upon her. So he like, what is it that you want? All right, keep going.
Come. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request?
He asked him like, what you want? What's your request? Keep going.
It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom. Verse 4. And Esther answered, If it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
So she like, you know, if it's cool, you know, because you're second in command, could he come to the banquet, you know, that I'm preparing? You know what I'm saying? She using craftiness. And her craftiness ain't a thing of how can I explain this? Like, it's not authoritative craftiness, right? Actually, let me put this up. Yep. Concept. Now, King Osirus was like, man, I'll give you up into half of this kingdom, girl. And he doing all this because she fine. He ain't doing this because of nothing else. She is fine. He is like, how can I call it? It's just like she's a real sight to see for real for him, right? Keep going.
Come. Then the king said, cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared.
Slow it down. Go again.
Just have them read it again.
Yeah, just read it again.
Then the king said, cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. Verse 6. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee.
Okay, so once he come, sir. Once she basically put that decree out that she wanted Haman to join the banquet that she had put together, right? And the king like, yeah, Haman, you need to hurry up and get this done what Esther won't done. You know what I'm saying? He said it, and he said it with haste too. So when you moving at haste, you moving very quickly. So he basically like, man, get on what she need done expeditiously, fast, quick, and hurry, right? Keep going.
Come. What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed.
So he told her this again. Go ahead, sir.
So this part is heavy because, like the brother just said, what the brother just saying was heavy, man. This sister put on some good-looking clothes and threw his brain off, threw his whole equilibrium off, and now he talking about giving her half. That's what he just said. Read it again.
Half of the kingdom.
Come.
Right now, you would hear somebody saying, I'm gonna give you half. He talking about the $20 that's in his bank account somewhere. This dude talking about giving her the whole half of a kingdom he got, because he the king at this time. And he talking about giving up half because of what she put on and how she made him feel when she was basking in the ambience. All right, that's the power that women have, is their femininity, and they could just throwing on a dress will throw some old powerful king off. I don't care how powerful and how many missiles he got. A woman can turn around and change this whole dude's demeanor, is what she did. Go ahead. You got something on it?
No, I'll lie, sir.
Go ahead.
Come. What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed. Verse 7. Then answered Esther.
So what is he saying when he said, what is your petition? What is he said? What is he saying when he said, what is thy petition?
He's asking Esther basically, what do you want? You would call this.
What you want, girl?
What
What you need?
He couldn't stay out of Esther's face, boy.
That's right.
That's how smart she was. And then on top of that, it's like she was sweet. You know what I'm saying? She was one of them women that was naturally a sweet woman. They don't have like the mindset to really think outside of that, or to, you know what I'm saying, get at somebody with some, you know.
And think about this, like the DNA, the characteristics of these other nations. This wasn't no heathen woman. This is a Judite. Like white girls, Benjamite. These other races, these Arabs, these Indians and Caucasians, they naturally whores. So this king probably used to seeing some old whore run around at this time, but now you got You got Esther. She got a whole ton of femininity. She not like these heathens. She carry herself a different way. She put them clothes on and threw him off. And now we talk about, yeah, I'll give you half. What you want right now, girl? He's talking that junk, right? Got him, what you call that? Got him wide open?
Kind of got his nose wide open.
Yeah, got his nose wide open, man. Our women is submissive. You know, the woman, the damn heathen women, they not submissive. They argue and fight with their white husband. But this woman, she submissive. She different. She submissive. She know the laws of the Bible. You know, she knows she Bible rooted in them. So him coming across Esther and even being in her vicinity is powerful enough to wipe his memory away and throw his mind off. Go ahead though.
Shot.
Come. Then answered Esther and said, my petition, my request is, verse 8, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition, and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them.
Say that again.
Let the king...
No, before that.
Esther 5, verse 8. If I have found favor...
She said, if I have found favor. That's the submissiveness right there. If I found favor in your eye, go ahead.
In the sight of the king.
In the sight of the king, if I found favor, go ahead.
And if it please the king.
And if it please you, like, she ain't, I need this. You know, she ain't get all super aggressive and dumb. You know, she came with submissiveness. That's a lot of men's weaknesses right there. What the hell can they say? No, hell no. You come with a submissive attitude. What is this dude is about to say? Go ahead.
And if it please the king to grant my petition.
If it please. She basically saying, if I may, damn near. Right? Go ahead.
And to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them.
Then on top of that, not only is she asking in a submissive what form, but she asking to perform some damn banquet for him. For them.
Good night.
That's like asking if I may, can I cook a good meal for you tonight? That you'll be like, God damn, you asking nice and talk about cooking meal. This throwing him off. This throwing him off like some mosquito spray. Go ahead.
And let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them. And I will do tomorrow as the king hath said. Verse 9. Then went Haman forth that day joyful.
Hold on.
You said he walked off what?
Joyful.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead.
Haman joyful right now. Like, he like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, she trying to bring, she preparing a banquet for me and the king? Yeah. I'm gonna be there. I'm joyful about this. I can't wait.
He like, I'm gonna be up in that mouth. You know, he talking with enthusiasm right now. He walking around diddy bopping. Man, this dude is joyful. That's a different word, you know. Joyful. I can see about happy. And this dude joyful. He got joy all off in his bones. Yeah. Go ahead.
And with a glad heart.
With a glad mind. That man, mind happy as ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Keep going.
But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
Good night. Keep going.
Verse 10, nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. Verse 11.
Go to 12.
Come, I don't want to come. Verse 12. Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself.
He feel good about himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he feel real good. He don't even know that this about to be his banquet but me and the king, boy. She ain't let nobody in them gates. And that's making them happy. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king.
Like, he feels special that he gonna be in the presence of this beautiful woman, which is the king's woman, right? And himself. You know what I'm saying? So this is what he feeling all up in his spirit. He like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? This some real bossy type stuff right here. I get to be with the king, his wife, you know what I'm saying? She about to prepare a banquet for us, you know. I'm feeling good about it. You know? Go ahead, Michelle.
Come, if I may, One. Also, he feeling good that he getting ready to wipe off a bunch of damn Jews here in short.
I was just about to get to that, but go ahead.
Yeah, the glory got his the future, supposedly glory, got his damn head gone, because he think I'm about to please the king, wipe out these damn enemies of mine, we about to have a good meal tonight. He think he doing something. And that's another thing. People always get excited about something they don't have yet. Oh, I'm about to cash that check, people. And he is excited about something that ain't even happened. Go ahead.
Go to 14.
Come, I don't want to come. Esther chapter 5, verse 14. Then said Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king, that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou in merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made.
Still plotting on Mordecai. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, they doing something real evil and heinous right there with that door. They saying like, you feel me? Let's go ahead and make this gallows, you know, 5 cubits. What is that? 5 cubits high?
Say it again.
Come, I don't come. Let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high.
50 cubits high, right? You know what I'm saying? And they gonna let this man hang. You know, it's just an evil spirit going on right there, right? You know what I mean? And it pleased Haman. He like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm with it too. You know, I'm with that. Let's go to 6.
Come, I will come. Esther chapter 6, verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep.
Couldn't even sleep, man. Keep going.
And he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, 2 of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus.
So, you know, those 2, like I said at the beginning, that was guarding the king's gates. They plotted on the king, you know, to kill him. But word got back up to him, and it was all because of Mordecai. Mordecai reported that straight to Esther. And once he reported that to Esther, man, she told the king, and that problem got resolved. They took him out, they hung him, man. They hung him just like that. So now he thinking like, why he really want to kill Mordecai? You know what I'm saying? This man done a good deed. I'm looking in the record books. You know what I'm saying? He done a real good deed. Like, why he trying to kill him? Keep going.
Verse 3. And the king said, what honor indignity hath been done to Mordecai for this. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him. Verse 4, and the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
Read it, say it again.
And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come in to the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
So he came to speak to the king about the gallows and the preparation of him hanging Mordecai, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5, and the king's servants said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in. Verse 6, so Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself? Verse 7, and Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Verse 8, let the royal apparel be brought, which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head. Verse 9, and let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man with all whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus it shall be done to the man with whom the king delighteth to honor. Verse 10, then the king said to Haman, make haste, and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
He said, don't let this fail. So now it seems like Mordecai about to get killed. He just spoke to the king about it. Haman just spoke to the king about his plans, and now it seems like it's and the plan is in effect. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the city, through the street of the city, and proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man the king delighteth to honor.
Go to chapter 7.
Come. Esther chapter 7, verse 1. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen.
So now this is the day of the banquet, right? This right here is the banquet which Esther prepared for Haman the queen, and for the king, right? Now we're gonna see and witness, how it all goes down at the banquet. All right, keep going.
Verse 2, and the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther?
The king could not stay out of Esther's sight. Boy. He like, man, what can I get you? Whatever you want done, baby. Whatever you want done, I'ma do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta always remember this about King Ahasuerus. He was the most powerfulest man, the most powerfulest king at that time. He ruled the whole earth. He ruled the whole earth, man. And I mean, just to be in this woman's presence, he just want to do any and everything, forward. Keep going.
Come. And it shall be granted thee, And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom.
So he said it again. I think, what is this, his third time telling her this? He's saying like, man, whatever your petition is, or whatever you want done, it's gonna get done even until, you know, half of this kingdom. I'm gonna give you half of this kingdom. So anything you need, I got you. You know?
This dude done told her about 3 times, I'm ready to give you half. Damn. This is why the Bible say don't learn not the way of the heathen. This dude ready to give his whole estate up because the girl put on a dress. He didn't say that he ain't say that the day before that. But she put them clothes on.
He just couldn't stop messing with her. He couldn't stay out of her face when she put that outfit on.
It was love at first sight. His eyes was a weakness for him. Go ahead.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king.
Again, she's saying this all again. Like these parts right here real important. She's like, if I found a favor in your eyes, keep going.
And if it please the king.
And if this please you, because you keep on asking me what I want, if it please you, keep going.
Let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request.
She said, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. Keep going.
For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain.
Now she's spilling the tea. Now she like, man, my people, man, he was giving a petition out that they was all gonna get killed and destroyed. And she's saying this in a way, not in no aggressive type way. Like she's saying it like, you know, just giving one thing you want to do for me. My people, they about to get killed right now. It was already publicized and everything, right? Keep going.
To be slain.
To be slain, be killed. Keep going.
And to perish.
And to die. Keep going.
But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's death.
Keep going.
Verse 5. Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he?
He's like, hold on. Your people about to die, and y'all about to get slain and things like that. You know what I mean? He like, and you keeping quiet about this. Like, who is this person? Who said that this was gonna happen? Who is this person? Nah, the king what y'all about to realize, he about to flex. You know what I mean? Like, what a man would love to do in front of a woman that he really loved and he desired, he'll flex in front of, like, who did this? Somebody was about to hurt you and your people, who did it? You know, who did this? Keep going.
Who is he?
Who is he?
And where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so?
He's like, man, who is this and who presumed to do this? I cut this out right now. Keep going.
Verse 6. And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
She revealed Haman. She got his ass. She said, well, if you really want to know, the adversary that's doing all this, some secondhand man, it's Haman. Like, she set all that up, man. Like, think about that. She set all that up, and let's see what the king's response to this. Keep going.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
Man, he was, now he shook. He like, oh shoot, I'm caught up. You know what I'm saying? And this hurt because they didn't know that these are people. All right, they didn't know that this was Esther's people. They didn't know none of these things. Even Haman did not know that. Right? And this was like what Mordecai been telling. This is why Mordecai told her, like, don't be telling your people what you've been doing up here. You know what I'm saying? You receiving all this glory right here. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why. Because when it was time had came, and people was sought to get killed, she didn't reveal who she was up until now, at this point right now. right? Keep going.
Verse 7, and the king arising from the banquet of wine, in his wrath went into...
Yeah, he pissed off. You know what I'm saying? He about to flex. He like, man, my second man's, my right hand man's did this. Don't sweat, my baby. I got you. He did this. All right. Go ahead.
In his wrath went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen. For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Man, he like, man, he begging for his life right now. And that man, like, he straight up begging for his life. Then on that, upon that, the king get wrath. Like, the king ready to get him up out of there. Get him straight gone. Go ahead.
Verse 8, then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king, will ye force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
Man, they covered his face. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, Baba shot for me. This had to be a hell of a sin. Here's this guy. He can't stand a nigga. He can't stand. He want Mordecai. He can taste him. And he going in here to get Mordecai. But the kingdom read this, had this chronicle read to him and wanted Mordecai blessed. So he had to go lead Mordecai down the street and say all these praises about him. He really pissed off. By the time he get to the banquet, he still don't know that the queen is a Benjamite, is a Jew. He has no clue.
He ain't got no clue what's about to hit him. And then on top of that, to make the real turnaround, the man that he really want dead, that's the queen's uncle.
Peoples.
That's her peoples.
God, oh God. This is the epitome of stupid right here.
Very.
He don't know the queen's a Jew, but he done went through, had the king put out this decree, on this day y'all can just go wipe out the Jews. Just go wipe them out. He don't know the queen's a Jew. He hasn't even done any homework. This is how arrogant he is. And here he is now, being revealed. The king go out to the outer court, and he got to plead with Esther, right? So he goes over there and what? Falls on her bed.
Man, listen.
Please. The king walked back in and catch him.
Yeah, that was so dumb of him. That was silly and stupid. Now he about to get chopped up for that, man. Like real talk. Keep reading.
God, I don't want God.
We are not.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered his face. Verse 9. And Harbonah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows, 50 cubits high.
Just like Hammond wife said about Mordecai. She was like, man, get that gallows 50 cubits high. The same play he tried to play on Mordecai, it got played on him. Alright? And it was done in a way, man, because the Lord, moreover, was with Esther, man. She fasted 3 days and 3 nights over this, man. This was like some serious business that was going on. They was trying to wipe all the Jews out in one day. One day. You know what I'm saying? She had to do that. And she took a real big stand and a big role for her people, which is well respected, man. That's why we here today. That's why we celebrating this day right here, man. That's why, man, the Most High. That being said, man, keep going.
Come. Behold, also the gallows, 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him on thereon. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
And right there you have it, man. That right there is the true history upon Esther, and what she did, and how she used her femininity to get the things that she needed done in a time where it was real dangerous for her people. You know what I'm saying? Her people was in a dangerous, they was at a dangerous state. They was all at risk of getting all put to death. The children, you know, the mothers, the fathers, everybody was at risk of dying that was around, you know. And this sister, you know, she had to do something that wasn't easy to do. You know, and played her role the right way. And she was able to save her people. Just from that power of submissiveness and femininity, you know what I'm saying, beauty, strength, you know what I mean? And that right there does it for this class. We got some good food. I'm about to tear into my plate. I can imagine my out of wine about to tear into his plate. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna end this class. You know what I'm saying? And it is real Mashi. We're gonna say the prayer. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer. Majim Hanakodon, which means to face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abunau. Shabbat Shemayu. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwika. Taba'ah. Artazaka. Hayah. Ashah. Ba'arataza. Kawah. Hayah. Bashemayu. Lathananawa. Lakam. Kab. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawaf now. Kasalak now. Kabawaf now. Wala'ah. Tabi'ah now. Banasana one. Abor. Hawashah now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Lakab. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahata aparat. La'awalamyu. Amen.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts.
Of our debts.
As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
We'll go ahead and give a courtesy salute. Majim, which means to stand. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar al-Adab Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yajimata, dismiss. Cut off? Good? I'm hungry.
This place will be packed with the children of the Lord, shouting in one word and one name.
On Thursday, April 9th, 2020, at sundown, we're going to be holding the Lord's 51st annual Passover. We're going to be located at the Westchester Town Center, 198 Central Ave, White Plains, New York, 10606. $100 for all adults 17 and over. Kids are for free. Start sending in your funds today. For booking information, check us out on the ISCPA 51st Annual Passover Facebook page. More updates will be available. Last the Lord's 51st Annual Passover.